Okay, so this is the website I've been using to learn Japanese mostly. It teaches the kanji and vocabulary, so basically it'll do some lessons and then you have to review them. And once you review them and they burned into your mind, then it will give you new stuff. So I'm just going to go through a couple and show you what I've been learning. So this first kanji is master, and the second one is person. So it's a bit old-fashioned, but this is husband. So that will be shu jin. So shu is master and jin is person. And when you have two kanji together like this, you take this thing called the Jikogo reading, where you take there's two readings for kanji. There's the kunyomi, which is the Japanese reading, and then there's the original Chinese reading, which is onyomi. When you have two kanji together, it usually takes the Chinese readings. So in this case, it takes the Chinese shu and jin, so you get shu jin. So this first one is what, and the second one is month. So that'll be nan, which is what, and then gatsu is moon or month. And this gatsu sometimes changes from gatsu to getsu depending on the context, so you have to watch out. If usually for month and the days of month, it's gatsu, and then if it's like next month, last month, or the monthly, something like that, it'll take getsu. So as we said before, this is husband or head of household, master of the household. Okay, so this first kanji means is replace or substitute, and then this ru bit at the end means it's a verb. So this looks like it is to substitute or to replace. I believe it's kawaru. Yeah. Okay, so the first kanji here means every, and the second one is year. So this means every year or yearly. So every is mai, and then year is nen. Okay, so this is angle. Okay, so now we have every year, so we can just say yearly. Okay, so the first one is old, which is ko, and then the second one is rai, which means come. So old come, old come means ancient. So this is what month? So this is tai. The first one is tai, which means big, and shita is like done in the past. So this literally translates to great. So it's tai, which is big, and then shita. So this first kanji means below, and then we have this ru, which means it's a verb, and then this will be sagaru, and then if it's sagaru, that means to lower, but if it's sageru, that means to be lowered or to fall or to go down. But in this case, it's going to be sagaru. So this first one is 8 because it looks like a hatch. It is hachi. But because it is a counter, as shown by the su, so this is a way of counting things, it changes to, what is 8? Is it yatsu? I think it's yatsu. Oh, that's just the meaning, so 8 things. Was it yotsu? Yotsu? Oh, I got that one wrong. I haven't done that one for a while. I was right the first time. Yatsu. Yatsu. And then you see this small thing here that is like, it shortens the sound, so it'll be yatsu. It's an alligator. So these are radicals. These are what kanjis are made up of. A lot of times the radicals will have similar meanings to the kanji, and then when you put multiple radicals together, they make certain kanjis, but not necessarily related to the radicals. So sometimes you get false impressions. So this was old and come, which is ancient, and old is ko, and come is rai. So korai. I think this one's gold, and easy to remember this one is kin. Sounds like king. Kings wear gold. Yeah, so sagaru. So this is to lower, I hope. Oh, maybe I've got them the wrong way around. Okay, so the transitive is sageru, and then the intransitive is sagaru is transitive. So intransitive. I need to learn these grammar words properly, but this one's to get lower, to fall, to drop. If it was sageru, that would be lower to lower rather than to get lower. Okay, so this is what means one. This means writing, and this is a letter. So it's one writing letter, but it's actually straight line. So that's ichi, mon, ji. This is run. It kind of looks like the foot kanji looks like this, but it's square here instead. So it's kind of like someone's running so fast, so you get these like blurred lines. So and someone's running so fast that their soul escapes their body. So that's so. So I'm just going through how I'm remembering these in my head. Once you kind of do it with these stories in your head to remember them, and then over time you'll just see it and you'll know what it is immediately. So we know this one now is to get lower, and as I said, that's run. Okay, so as I said before, it would be gatsu if you're talking about oh no, this is actually day, not month. So this is a confusing thing sometimes, is that this is sun or day. It looks a little bit like month, which is just these two bits will be a bit longer. So this is which day. So this is nan, as we remember from before. And then it's two kanji combined, so it takes the Jukoko reading, which means both. You need the onyomi reading for both kanji, and in this case it's nichi. So this is sunlight. I always remember it as it looks like a pie with some light coming out of it, and the sun is a circle which pi is related to. So that's how I remember what this kanji means. It means sunlight, and no real way of remembering this. This is ko, which turns up like everywhere. So it's just one. Oh, but that's the vocabulary. So that's the kanji reading. So that's the Chinese reading. I need the vocabulary. So for that, I do he, which is like it's also heat or fire. So it's a good way to remember sunlight. And he, and then ka. So the way that Wani Kani gets to remember is like to remember like hickory smoked barbecue sauce. But I think hickory sound makes me want to do kori. A lot of the mnemonics sometimes I find confusing. They actually make me get things wrong. So I think it's best for you to come up with your own mnemonics as best you can. Sometimes they give good ones and you can use them, but typically I like to come up with my own. Okay, so this first one is a book, which is hon. It's also part of Japanese. So nihon. This is the second part of Japanese. So ni would be I forgot. It'll probably come up. And then this is a company, which is sha. So his first kanji means mix, and zeru is usually we know it's a verb because it ends with ru. I haven't really worked out the pattern for this, but sometimes the hiragana that comes before the ru gives you an impression of how the verb is going to be, but I haven't really worked it out. But this one means to mix, and the vocabulary for mix is I can't remember. Mix. Vocabulary for mix. Mazeru. Yeah, I remember my mnemonic now. So Mazeru, so it's like when you're in a maze, you get mixed up about where you are. So that's how I will try and remember that one. So to mix. Okay, so this was the one we got wrong earlier. So that's Yatsu. And this one's gold. Sunlight. We learned this earlier, so taishita is great. Okay, so this first one is negi. This is onion. Something negi. Tama, that's ball. Is that ball? Tama negi. Yeah. So this means literally like a round onion, so ball onion. So negi is onion. This kanji means ball. So we learnt this one earlier, straight line. This one is angle. It's got lots of these straight angles. That's how I remember that one. And then the vocabulary reading is kaku. And this is a loaf bread counter. Very specific. They have in Japanese, there's lots of different counters for different things, so like long and thin things, flat things. But apparently they have counters for loaves of bread as well, which is kin. So this first one means near. It's got the radicals for scooter, this bit here, and then this bit here is axe. And then if it's got E on the end, it just kind of indicates that it's an adjective. So this is telling you that something is near. Because it's got the hiragana after it, which is just this Japanese character, that means it takes the kunyomi reading, which is the Japanese reading. So if something is near, it is chikai. It's sometimes good to just think what the Japanese is, even if you know what the English is. So this means same. And this one earlier came up, it's what. Sometimes it means which. So which day. So it could be which or what. It kind of means both. You can say both in English as well. You say what day or which day. So this is big, and is that body? So dai, tai. So big body means generally, so like the big body is general, in general. The big picture or something. We learned this one is onion. Okay, so remember this one before is every, which is my, and then this one is day, which is nichi. So this is daily. And then the vocabulary for this, which I was trying to do then, is my nichi. Generally. So we have this near again, so chi kai. So this is the evening radical twice, and together it just means many. And then this again just means it's an adjective. Oh, but it wants the onomi. Monomi. Oi. Okay. So many. So this means many, and then as an adjective it's oi. So this by itself is ta. So when it's by itself, it'll take the Chinese or the onyomi reading, which would be ta. But when it's got this hiragana attached, it takes the Japanese reading, which is oi. So this is one of the difficult things about Japanese is you have to learn 2 readings for a lot of words, sometimes even 3. But then sometimes the word will have just the one reading for both. Good side effect is you're kind of learning a bit of Chinese while you're doing this. So same. So the way I remember this is it looks a bit like a donut, and donuts are all the same. the mnemonic doesn't have to actually make sense, it just has to be memorable. So this is wheat. It looks like a bit of wheat growing out of the ground. So this means 1,000 people. So I guess back in the day, 1,000 people used to be a lot. So this means everyone. And it has man is this kanji, but it for some reason has this weird man and then bito. Oh, ban nin. So yeah, I messed that up. That should be nin. So person has 3 different readings. It could be hito, which I believe is the onyomi reading, but then the kunyomi can take. Oh no, this must be the kunyomi. This is the onyomi because it's with another kanji, but it can be either nin or jin. When it's by itself, it takes the Japanese root, which is hito. So this is the next month because this means come and this means month. So that would be rai. And as I said before, when you're talking about next month, previous month, every month, it goes from gatsu, which goes with the month names, or month by itself. So that'd be gatsu. I just ignored my own advice. That should have been getsu. So this means book and company, and for some reason that makes it headquarters. So this is make and task. So together, a make and task is an action. Nan. And then this radical name is beggar because it looks like somebody begging. Vocabulary reading here, so it's nan, and this means revolve, or it can be the counter for times. So this is how many times, or nan, and then this counter is kai. So make sakuyo. It would normally, so make is saku and task or utilize is yo, but sometimes words just drop certain syllables. So instead of being sakuyo, it's just sayo. And you just got to remember these. This was the bread loaf counter. How long have I been going? I'll just go for another few minutes and then we'll wrap it up. So we said this was everyone because it's thousands of people. Okay, so this just means sunlight. This kanji by itself means sunlight. This means sun or day, so together it's also sunlight. A lot of that happens in Japanese as well, where you have 2 words that one of them is the meaning of both words combined, but I guess there's probably some subtle reason why you would choose one or the other. They probably applied to different contexts. Japanese is quite a context-driven language, so that's my guess. So this is next month. Do 4 more. So this is wheat. The way I remember this is wheat grows in the summer, which is mugi. Sunlight again. So hikari. Huh? Oh. Okay, so this is an example of where nichi gets shorted to ni, so it's niko. Niko. Once I get to 30 correct, I'll stop. So we've got right getsu, so we'll get it right this time. So this is a meeting, which is also a kai. Lots of homonyms in Japan. So this is body, and this means inside. So body inside means internal. So vocabulary reading. So this was the sunlight one. So let's get this one right, and then we can. Oh, we've got one more. Nico. and then this is so this is outside, and this is mix. So outside and mix together means diplomacy. So outside is guy, and mix is core. So guy core is diplomacy. So people mixing outside. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it there. But yeah, this is the main way I've been learning Japanese. I do this every morning for about an hour. I'll do some other stuff like learn some grammar points on a different app I have. But yeah, this is basically how I start my day to build my vocabulary, and it's helping quite a lot actually. I definitely recommend it for anyone who wants to learn Japanese. But yeah, I'll leave it there.